match at 10:30pm tonight. Tom?
Hi, Ange. Just one more on DEKI. You talked about how ambitious he is and how well he's playing at the moment. Is there a certain pressure on the club to keep improving to match those ambitions?
Well, that would suggest that I'm not as ambitious as him, mate. So I'm pretty sure that I'm as ambitious as DEKI is. So whatever he has in his mind, maybe even exceed that.
And on Bissouma, obviously Rodrigo is suspended, more focus comes to him now. What happened in the first game, or ahead of the first game of the season? At the time, we obviously had club banners, what happened. And you spoke about him afterwards, after that incident, and how he had to regain the trust of himself and his teammates. How has that panned out throughout the season?
Yeah, no, Biss has been really good. I think he's playing some good football, really good football. He's really kind of, impacted in the right way on the field. And I think, if anything, he's growing. He's taking more of a leadership role out there, which we want him to. He's captain of his country, and I keep impressing on these guys, him and DEKI and others, to really start taking control of this team in their own way, because they are leaders in their own way. And and Biss has been, on and off the field. He's doing all the right things. I think that's reflected in his performances. As I said at the time, he made a mistake, like a lot of us do. Our job is to try and, help him, make better choices in the future. And it's been no problem.
You said you made a mistake, but I think at the time you did say if there were any more or hinted that there were more misdemeanors like this that could have an impact on his long-term future. At least that's what I took from it. Do you feel like he's very much learned his lesson since then?
Yeah, but I think that's the case for everyone. It's, if you kind of repeat your mistakes at some point, people just will say, well, okay, well, obviously whatever we're doing is not working. But I've never sensed with Biss that he's on some sort of last chance saloon. I think, like I said, it was disappointing what he did, and we kind of addressed that and some other issues. And, as I said, with all these things, our role in that is then to help him, not to just sort of isolate him and let him find his own way, but to try and assist him to get to a better place, to make better choices, and he has.
Dave?
I wanted to ask you about Maddison. He gave a lovely interview after the City game, and he basically talked about his self-belief. He said, this is his words, if I go through tough spells, having 2 games out, I'm at the age now where I'm able to go and show you that this team is much better with me in it. Just a few things on that. I mean, first of all, his self-confidence, we all think it's kind of quite legendary. How do you find him within the group and the way he works with it as a leader within that dynamic?
Yeah, look, I don't think, I don't think he puts that on. I think he's genuine in that. I think he is. He does have an enormous self-belief, which is, it's a great thing to have in life, we all sort of want to have that sort of, self-confidence in whatever area we're kind of involved in, and that comes through with the way he kind of talks and the way he trains and the way he plays. He wants to be the catalyst for things, and it's good because it's a good mix in terms of our leadership. But again, the challenge for Maddison and for all these guys is to kind of turn that into a sort of a positive force where the team benefits as much as he does individually, and I'm sort of trying to give room for this team to grow and the individuals within it to grow and make an impact, more of an impact on each other as much as themselves. And because there's probably guys in the team who would love to have Matters self-belief in their own game, and he can help in that area, and he was brilliant on the weekend. I think his season's been pretty decent. He had a little bit of a flat spot, but I think we did as a team as well. But he's in a good space.
And how was he when he was out of the team for those 2 games? I mean, did he hide it, or was he just did he let you know about it?
Oh, I don't know what you mean by let me know about it, but
Just what I mean to say is, was he was obviously not happy. I mean, did he sort of talk?
Yeah, look, I get that, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, not happy, but I'm not in the happiness business. Like they're all here to help us be successful, whether you're playing or not. Because sometimes when you come on for 10 minutes, you can help us change the course of our season. So for me, you know, you're a member of this squad. No one's guaranteed anything. I don't say to players you're going to play 55 games. It's unlikely that anyone will do that. In fact, no one will. So you know, if he misses a couple of games, he's disappointed. That's fine. What I'm looking at is when you do play, make your biggest possible impact, and that's what he did.
And just finally, actually, no, I'll leave it at actually. That's fine.
No,
Richard,
okay.
to finish us off, please.
And give us for Sunday, please.
We're not. We did a player for Sundays last night.
Oh, okay. Hi, Ange, Rob. I
Yeah.
just want to ask, you spoke about the sheer number of games that they're playing and all that. I just want to ask, how physically demanding is it for the players, especially with that sort of the Thursday, Sunday build-up over time, and how do you think your squad has actually handled that? Because maybe some haven't had that in the past.
Yeah, it is a challenge for sure. Look, I like I said, where we sit right now, I think we've handled it okay, considering that the issues we've had. We've had sort of, you know, at least, you know, Richie and sort of Wilson, who haven't really, so we're down on squad numbers straight away. They haven't really contributed much at all. So you're kind of two senior players down from your squad anyway. And then we've had along the way, then, you know, guys like, you know, Mickey or Romero at present, other guys who've missed games. So we haven't had a kind of the luxury of a massive squad, and we've put some big sort of tasks to younger players, 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, and through that whole sort of sequence, like I said, we're in a decent position in all competitions, but it will challenge us between now and particularly the way we play as well. You know, we do want to play sort of a high energy, high intensity game, which takes a lot out of you physically and mentally. So all these kind of things are the challenges we've got to face, and you know, I think particularly, like I said, this period now between now and sort of Christmas, when we're, you know, hopefully we'll get a couple of players back, but we're not going to have a massive change in squad numbers. You know, we're going to have to be really careful how we kind of manage the team through that, and kind of the loads of the players to make sure that we can, like I said, be in a good space come the new year to sort of challenge in the competitions we're in.
Final one, this is probably opening a can of worms, and there are multiple teams in this sort of situation, but do you wish it could maybe be a slight tweak in the schedule so that it could be a Thursday to a Monday, and how much difference do you think that extra time makes?
No, I don't think that makes sort of too much of a difference, to be honest. A day here or there, because it'll kind of back up somewhere along the way. You know, we're at the kind of mercy of broadcasters with that as well, and you kind of have to understand that. It's not always going to be ideal in the way the fixturing comes out, but you know, look, I sat here bemoaning the fact we weren't in Europe last year because of the lack of games, so I can't sit here now and say that, you know, we've got too many. Like I said, it's just a balance, and I do think that, and I don't think it's just anecdotal, that injury rates are going up across the board in elite football, and at some point that needs to be addressed.
Thanks and good luck.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Not hung up the tattoo on the phone.
I'll let you know. But